Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do the shoulder. Now the shoulder is one of the most complex joints in the body because it has the greatest range of motion. What you want to do, as you've done with the cervical spine as well, is you're going to first do active range of motion by yourself without helping it passively. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do, and we'll only do one arm, but you'll obviously do both arms, or you'll do the arm that's the most injured, is go into flexion. So the human body goes into about 165 degrees of flexion in the shoulder. To get to 180, it's coming from the thoracic spine, but you want to get up as high as you can, and then you want to breathe a few times like this. And after you've done this for a while, you're going to come back down, and you're going to go into the shape that I said before was going to be a little bit restricted, which is going to be extension. So seen from the side, extension is going to be about 45 degrees for a man, maybe a little bit higher for a woman, but basically what you want to do is avoid that you go into it from a lumbar flexion, okay? And you'll stay here for a few big breaths. Same thing as you go into abduction, right? That's pulling something away. So you'll open, you'll breathe. Again, try not to turn from the chest. Feel like it's only the shoulder pulling away. Same thing as you adduct, you're going to cross over. So these are all the ranges of motions that are like the most common cardinal plane ones. You also have circumduction, where you can turn. That's about 200 degrees. And then the other way. Also think of the shoulder as something that elevates. So you'll lift up your shoulder. You'll depress the shoulder, lowering it. You breathe that a few times. External rotation. You can do that for a few breaths. Internal rotation can be done like this, but I think it's kind of better like this, and breathe that a few times. Protract the shoulders. You're really talking about the scapula here. And retract. You might have heard those terms. Pull back. If you can get that kind of active range of motion in your shoulder, even if you're injured, and most people are going to suffer with the first one, you'll gain mobility, and that's part of the Plexus method. Start with mobility, and then we work on other things. So sometimes the difference between mobility and stretching is adding an element that allows you to go a little bit deeper into it, and you'll spend some more time, or helping yourself do a move. Flex, and you grab onto something and push into it. This would be a way for you to have a little bit more of a stretch. You grab onto something, you can kind of push your body forward. That's going to create more of a stretching feeling. On the sides, if you grab onto something and pull, and of course you'll do that the opposite way as well. You'll pull. So most of the time, people will have access to bands because you can literally buy them online and they don't cost much. If you want to use weights for strengthening the shoulder, that's fine as well. The shoulder is very mobile and it doesn't need heavy weight. So for example, if you want to learn how to get your body to be good at flexion, you might go up with a band and back, but you just kind of stay there. You're kind of isometrically strengthening. The same thing will happen when you go into some kind of extension. You'll push back into a band. You don't have to put a heavy weight on this. You can just spend more time and just holding, right? Same thing when you go into abduction. You're just basically adding weight to what you did before. Adduction, you're adding weight. You can get your chest to work on this one as well. And some of the other ones as well. For example, this is the one that I said before. External rotation works good now as a strengthening exercise. So a lot of the strengthening stuff with the shoulders, and we're talking about people who are injured, it takes a long time to heal. You don't want to rush it, and you definitely don't want to add a lot of weight. It's better to just hold isometrics and then work on the eccentrics. So for example, on an external rotation like this, I'll hold it for a second, breathe it a few times, and then I'll come back in really slow. I can concentrically load it kind of quickly, hold it for a second, breathe a few times, and then come back in slow. So that's the strengthening part of the Plexus method, shoulder. Okay guys, that's another video. I hope you like it. If you do, please hit subscribe and maybe the thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out our YouTube or our website. Thank you and see you again soon.